Not sure if the panel are aware of the cocoa bean industry in the Ivory Coast, on Africa, of course, but if there is clear evidence that there is child slave labor involved in cocoa bean farming in Ivory Coast, then would you agree that our moral imperative to boycott chocolate sourced from Ivory Coast? Would you agree that we would have a moral imperative to do that? That would mean boycotting most of the non-dairy chocolate products on the market, since the majority of cocoa beans in the world are sourced from the Ivory Coast.
Um, I have a lot to say about that. Personally, I actually do try to buy fair trade chocolate as much as possible because, child labor or any kind of like indentured servitude is wrong. I'm sure we can all agree with that. I just think, though, a question of how we approach the situation is different with problematic plant foods than with animal flesh or animal products. Because we want to eat chocolate, like there's nothing inherently wrong with. Whereas, as we discussed before, there's something inherently wrong with killing a cow to eat it. I don't know if I'm convinced that a boycott is what is going to liberate these people working picking cocoa beans. I think, and it's like I could be totally wrong here, but I suspect, and it's really sad, but that those regions are going to have to like fix themselves. Like I'm not convinced that a boycott has that power to do so because we want to, like when we boycott animal products, we want all animal products to be eliminated. um,
Let's first address the potatoes of the argument. She says that there is nothing inherently wrong with chocolate or wanting to eat it, but it turns out that we can say the same for animal products. The idea of meat, let's say roadkill, not being wrong is not foreign amongst vegans. She said that she doesn't think boycotting is going to help exploited people. She also said that there is corruption and it is on the other side of the world, so that it's tough or even impossible to do anything about it, and those regions would have to deal with it themselves. Well, we can say the same thing for animal farming industry. It's a strong industry, corruption or whatever. Therefore, it's impossible that a consumer, an average person, ends it and helps animals. She is essentially doing what vegans like to accuse others of, which is appeal to futility. Now we come to the meat of the argument. Unless she argues that the purchase of animal products is inherently wrong, which I already argued against in a few of my videos, then we come to the conclusion that boycotting animal products probably isn't going to help animals, just like boycotting chocolate isn't going to help those people. Her view isn't popular amongst vegans. In a matter of fact, other vegans on the panel disagreed with her. But here's the thing, if she can hold those kind of views on boycotting and be vegan, then we have an instance of ethical veganism which doesn't necessarily demand boycotting of animal products.